lot relative to the recovery and our league in general. And I say this about teaching, but it's no different than any other. There's constant advancement, how important the sleep is, how important some of these units that we've invested, in our, the walkthrough, all of those things are things maybe years ago that we weren't as knowledgeable with.
Welcome to DMac SMaK. It is game day for November 6th, 2025. Are you ready for some football? We will get to the Nuggets and their big win last night against the Miami Heat. We'll hear from Nikola Jokic, and also we'll hear from Gabe Landeskog. Very interesting interview on TNT that says a lot about where he's at right now. And a look at Burnham Yard. We're getting a better sense of what this stadium's going to be all about. So we'll have all that for you. We're brought to you by our great friends at Journey Spice. Just use this QR code right here, and that'll save you 10% at Amazon.com. I love Journey Spice. It's always near me. This is a little Tuscan seasoning right here. But again, Amazon.com, use the code GetSpicy, and you'll save yourself a bunch of dough on some good stuff. Yeah. See, it's the package, which is great. You just pinch the top, seal it back on. Easy peasy. Tastes delicious. Non-GMO, no salt, no sugar. I mean, it's incredible packaging. Flavor in, plastic out. Do yourself a favor and get yourself some Journey Spice. That's what I'm talking about. All right, in terms of the game, a look at the injury report, both for the Raiders and the Broncos. Finds that, and let me just get this off here for a second. It finds that Marvin Mims is out, as is Surtain and Atkins. And let's hope this is the last game. All three of them are out. Questionable is PJ Locke, but that's not a big deal. The rest is, as you see, nobody really notable out for the Raiders. They did trade Jacoby Myers, so he just isn't on the team. And a couple of guys are questionable. But again, injuries probably won't play a big factor. It's about covering tight ends, not really receivers. The receiver to pay attention to is a little guy, Trey Tucker, little tough dude, fast, one of them dudes. But really, it's about tight ends. It's about Michael Mayer. It's about Brock Bowers. And it's about Ashton Genty. And let's see what Geno Smith can actually do. But I think Geno Smith sucks. So I have the Broncos winning 31-13. If you look at some of the numbers, and we've done this earlier, this is the Raiders in red on the right. Broncos, this offense. And then when you look over at defense, you don't even have to look at the numbers. Just look at the red and green. Green is good, red is bad. And you can see that between the offense and the defense. I mean, just even looking at the colors, you can see the Broncos are a better team, and they are. And we've talked all about it. So I got the Broncos winning 31-13. I think it'll be a great night. I think it'll feel relatively easy. It was funny because we actually had a conversation about Bo Nix and where everybody's at. My contention is that this Broncos defense is actually so good this year. I think they would have the same record with Jarrett Stidham. I don't think Stiddy is as good of a come-from-behind quarterback as Bo, but I'd make the argument you wouldn't have to come from as far behind with Stidham running things. But Bo is special because his ability to win in the fourth quarter is incredible. The question is, why the fuck were you there in the first place? But that's where they got to answer some big questions today. Bo, how about scoring early?
If we can find a way not to have to play the number one defense in the league, that might help. But they're trying to keep us from scoring at the same time we're trying to score. So it's not easy, and we found ways at times. And the good thing is we've fooled guys like you to believing that's easy at some point in the game. So I think that's, we always want to score every drive. That's, point blank period. That's our goal. Sometimes we fall short of that goal and we have to, rely on the next drive and go score the next drive. But, I think at times we execute better than others, and then we just got to find a way to execute all of them like they're the most important thing ever. And we're always really close, and so that's the good thing.
Weather's supposed to be decent. Should be fun tonight. Should be a blast. Hate the Raiders. Short week, but we're ready to rock and roll. In terms of guys to look out for, Brock Bowers is healthy, and he's dangerous, really dangerous, VJ.
He's special. Obviously last year, the first game we played him, he kind of hurt us a little bit, a couple big plays. And the second time we played him, we put Patrick on him. He's that kind of a player. Watching this year, his healthiest and best game was last week, unfortunately for us. He had a big game again. He has got the size and the speed of an NFL receiver, but the size of a tight end. So the toughest job with him is getting him tackled. You can kind of cover him with a safety or a defensive back body, but can you get him on the ground? After he catches the ball, he made 4 or 5 big plays last week, with just catching the 10-yard spot route, and the rack after is major. So having a great plan to kind of get him rerouted early and just keep the coverage top down on him is going to be important to win a game.
All right, well, there you go. That's the deal. The Broncos did something interesting today. They had Jalen Virgil in, Broncos wide receiver, because they're probably rightfully so concerned about kickoff and punt return. Jalen Virgil, very interesting. No news if they signed him, but they did have a visit with him today. So, boy, I hope Mims' injury isn't. I hope the best for him. There's other Broncos news. I got the Broncos winning 31-13, and then we're on to the Chiefs. I'll be shocked if this is a close game really at any point, aside from kickoff. I think the Broncos have a lead right from the jump, and we'll go from there. If it's anything different from that, that's a bit of a disappointment. A win is a beautiful thing, so we'll take that. But a tight game against this pathetic Raiders team, it'd be disappointing. Meanwhile, there's other Broncos news. Broncos statement about the development at Burnham Yard. All right, we got to look as to what the Broncos are actually thinking about the development and what it will look like. So you can see that in the middle on the east side, that's the 10th and Osage stop, and that's Broncos Stadium. To the north is Denver Water, and then you don't see SRM, the quick dry cement company, but they're up in the, I guess it would be the northeast quadrant, and there's all sorts of roads. Whether or not eminent domain will rule in this case, we'll see. Is it in the public good that the stadium is built, and how close to the stadium does eminent domain actually work? We'll find out. But the statement from the Broncos, the large development review alongside the community benefits agreement and small area plan is an opportunity for the Broncos to ensure the stadium and mixed-use community bring meaningful, lasting benefit to the area. Our goal is to create a true local asset that expands access, improves quality of life, and provides year-round impact for the broader neighborhood metro area and visitors. Goes on from there. This is in a fascinating area if you're not familiar with it, because to think that the Super Bowl will be here in 2032 or 2033 is a stretch. But I'm an idiot, and they're the ones with the big plans. This had been a hell of a lot easier, in all honesty, just to put shovels in the ground in Lone Tree. They already have several light rail stops, and there's literally nothing but fields. This is so much more complicated, but this is about being the Denver Broncos, not the Lone Tree Broncos. Right now in this neighborhood, it's not real vibrant. There's not like a lot of stuff going on. It's not a place that people go. So you are just building an entire new area to define Denver. It is an ambitious, wild project that I wish them the best on, because the easy way out certainly would have just gone to Lone Tree. That is what the Bills just stayed in Orchard Park. The Patriots are in Foxborough outside of Boston. The Browns are leaving the city of Cleveland for the suburbs. Hey, man, it would have been understandable and a lot easier. So we'll see how it goes. We'll have an update on Gabe Landeskog and how he's feeling about things. Plus, great win for the Nuggets last night. After we hear this from our pals at Journey Spice. We love you, Journey Spice.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
Save 10% using the code GetSpicy at Amazon.com. Moving on to the Nuggets last night, they beat the Heat 122-112. It's a reminder of what happened in 2023. Bam Adebayo was injured with a foot injury, only played 8 minutes, and Jokic took advantage of that, as did the Nuggets. However, with a 13, let me see, it was 3, 5, 8, right? Yes. And then 8 and 7, right? 15. So going into the fourth quarter, the Nuggets had a 15-point lead. They again lost the fourth quarter. This happened to them the other night against Sacramento. Same exact thing. Like, the game was never really in doubt. You didn't really have any fears about the Nuggets winning, but they weren't able to put away the Heat either. So they did have to play everybody. And it was a huge night for Tim Hardaway Jr. He was absolutely fantastic as he put down 18 points, 4 of 9 from 3. We'll hear from Hardaway in a little bit. Meanwhile, Cam Johnson's still really struggling. 3 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, which actually isn't bad. But he's just not in the flow of things. In fact, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Bruce Brown both played more minutes than Cam Johnson. I asked Adelman after the game about just, the frustration perhaps of not just putting the team away. Is that annoying? Is it frustrating that you just can't put it away? Or
I don't know. I mean, some teams, it seems like it's a lot easier to do that against others. Like, this team just keeps coming. And the way he rotates guys in and out, there's always fresh legs out there. And, they were pressing our feet. So, yeah, you do want to do that, but at the same time, give them credit. They turned us over 17 times for 22 points. That keeps teams in games. And they attacked us on the other end. Only 42 in the paint for them, and honestly, only 14 fast breaks, a really good number of how they're playing. But you're right. If he can be more successful taking care of the ball, better chance of pushing that lead out and sitting guys, instead of playing them all the way through.
It did seem in the second quarter, the second unit. I went on to say, you'll hear my question here in a little bit, but there were moments where they were trying to bleed the clock and, get some time off, and they just couldn't get a bucket, which caused the first unit to go back in and have to, somewhat save the day. Didn't get a bucket there during that stretch.
Yeah, I didn't think we got into stuff early enough. Some of that's the zone press back into man and zone press back into the 1-3-1 or the matchup, whatever they do different things. But if we want to give Jonas a chance to punch in and score, we have to get in our offense earlier. If we want the ball to pop and move against the zone and explore a third side, not just a second side, you have to get into your stuff earlier. So we'll keep talking about it. It's a work in progress. But it was great to see Tim with the way he shot the ball tonight, making 4 threes, 18 points in 24 minutes. Bruce is really good defensively. Peyton Watson, 10 rebounds, some of the block shots. So there were major positives too. So we got to draw from those as well.
Hey, Coach, can you comment on Hardaway?
Massive, and we'll get to Tim Hardaway here in a second. Massive triple-double from the Joker tonight. I mean, he was incredible. Plus 18, 33 points, 15 rebounds, 16 assists. Incredible. And Aaron Gordon threw in 24 points on his own. So 57 points between the two of them. Wonderful. Great combination. Nice lob dunks. Just everything was working out well. Here's the Joker about his relationship last night, with AG.
How did it feel out there today with you and Aaron doing what you guys were able to do on the court?
But I think it's not just us. It happens. We were just beneficiary of the moment and how we play. I think we miss open looks a lot, especially in that semi transition when we had open looks. I think Cam missed 1 or 2 I think Jamal went in and out a couple times. Even some mid-range shots went in and out, even out. But those things are going to happen. So, but we were lucky that at least somebody was making shots, let's say like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a thing of beauty, man, between the two of them. It's nice. There are going to be a lot of games like this. I don't know if Friday night's going to be like that against the Warriors in a cup game, different floor. But I bet you anything the game against Indiana is going to be the same. So the big game this week is the Friday night game. Listen, if you're getting contributions like you did on a vet minimum contract from Tim Hardaway Jr., you're going to be all right. I mean, he was incredible tonight. He had 18 points, 4 of 9 from 3, 7 of 12 from the floor. I mean, really awesome contributions. And it was fun to hear from him about, why things are going so well. Let's hear from Coach first about the value of Hardaway.
Yeah, he just spaces the floor so well. He's such a weapon, and he can get the shot off so quickly and easily. It's a big deal. A lot of teams have the athleticism these days, Miami included, to really load up on the weak side and still get out and get a great contest. But a guy that releases the ball that quickly and gets it off, it's a big deal. And not to mention, he just really knows how to play. This is a group of guys you'd love to play pickup with. Tim's one of those guys. He fits right in. And I hope he shot 9 tonight. If he gets those looks, I hope he shoots 19 one night. He has the ability to get so hot. And you talked about blowing people out. He's a guy that can actually do that for you in a given quarter.
The combination.
Meanwhile, we hear from Hardaway, and I asked him, what's the difference between being somewhere else and being here in Denver?
What's the difference between coming here on another team and being here on this team?
It's way better. Shit. You don't have to. I mean, no. To all seriousness, it's awesome, and I joke about it all the time with the guys. I'm happy to be on this side of the fence than on the other side, especially guarding all that action, backdoor cutting, anybody to bring the ball up the court, and Jokic, dissecting the defense like he does with Maul. Being that guy, that catalyst to bring the ball, being the pick and roll, them two in the pick and roll, it's unbelievable to watch. So, like I said, I'm just happy and excited to be on this side.
Well, we're happy to have you here. And it'll be interesting with Cam Johnson. He's got to get his act together in terms of more consistent three-point shooting, and I hope he will. But it's not like Julian Strawther and Peyton Watson and Hardaway Jr. and other guys aren't waiting in the wings. Bruce Brown. I mean, listen, man, the depth of this team is kind of ridiculous. And, hey, if Cam Johnson comes around, he comes around. It's just ironic that Hardaway Jr. vet minimum, by the way, is like $3 million. And Cam Johnson's making like $18 million. It's hard to sort of sleep on that. Nice win for the Nuggets. They get back at it Friday night against Golden State. Avalanche have an interesting week. They beat the Lightning on Tuesday night. They don't have anything going on this week. They get on a plane for Edmonton after a practice at home on Friday to play up in Canada on Saturday and Sunday. I think Wedgwood has just simply replaced Blackwood as the number one goalie. We'll see how that goes. I think he got Wally pipped, but, it's hockey. Who knows? Gabe Landeskog was on the TNT broadcast, and they try to – it's kind of like an inside the NBA sort of, we're having a good time, and we're kind of giving each other a hard time. We're having a very loose type of thing. So they want to joke around. Now, Gabe was happy to joke around. That's fine. But there was some introspection from Gabe, and you have to understand something. The Avs have the most points in the National Hockey League and are in first place. That's great. They have one loss in regulation. One. That's it. Gabe doesn't have a goal. Gabe has been put down from the second line to the third line. Just keep it in mind what's going on with Gabe right now. And he did get in a fight. It wasn't really much of a fight, but he did get in a fight. So we go over all those things on the TNT show.
Regular season fight, first since March 3rd, 2022. Does this mean you're all the way back now?
I don't know. I don't remember it being that hard to fight. I think Biz can attest to this, but when you fight at the end of a shift, it's not probably the smartest thing to do. So I was pretty tired. I needed the whole 5 minutes in the penalty box to rest up. So, but nonetheless, if you're not scoring, you got to get involved somehow, and you got to impact the game and bring something to the table, and that's what I try to do.
All right, well, he's being, kind of, when you're not scoring, doesn't really, go into it right there. However, Biz asked him just, a bit deeper question, and Gabe was happy to go a bit deeper. Listen to this.
And feeling normal again. Do you feel like you're your old self again?
No, I feel like I've got lots of work to do, but I will say this, I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving every minute of it. I don't necessarily feel like my game is where I want it to be, but I think that's maybe to be expected. Kind of, you're into the grind of things now, and last year in the playoffs, there's a lot of emotions and adrenaline, and the team and the systems, everything's clicking, and you're just kind of plugged in. So now it's more about kind of discovering your game again on a nightly basis with, travel and all the things that come with the grind of a season. So, but having said that, I want to play my best game when it comes to April, May, and June. So we got time to get there, and teammates have been great supporting me. I haven't been found the back of the net yet, but they're doing a great job of keeping me upbeat, and I'm honestly just loving every minute of being back. So scoring or not.
Well, it's fun.
Okay. Think he's hiding some stuff there. He's putting on a good face. I'm glad he's saying that he's enjoying it, but I think there's some frustration going on with Gabe, and we want certainly the best for the playoffs because we know the Avalanche will obviously be there, as will the Nuggets. So just a tough start for Gabe, and hopefully he finds his rhythm soon. We're all pulling for that. All right. Other than that, man, we are ready to rock and roll for today on From Noon to 3 with Tyler and Scott, as we'll go over everything you need to know for the game tonight. And we're excited. We all have the Broncos winning this bad boy. Adam Schefter will join us later to sort of preview it. In front row for the Nuggets game was Richard Sherman, Andrew Whitworth, and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Thursday night prime crew is here. So we're excited, man. We're excited for football. We're excited to get it going, and it's all about the Broncos and the Raiders tonight. How about that, Mike?
Is that crystal clear?
Yep. My name's Luca.
Oh,
Also.
okay, perfect. Perfect.